Welcome, everyone, to the City Council meeting for June 23rd, 2026. If you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilmember Musgrove, would you like to lead us?
Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord God, we just thank you for our beautiful city of San Marcos. We thank you that you have really given us a spirit of working together, and you have made us a wonderful community. We're a safe community. We have beautiful hillsides surrounding our city, and we just thank you for that. Tonight, I pray that you would help us get through the agenda this evening, that we would listen to all of the people that are willing to serve our beautiful community, and that we would also be able to have a spirit of collaboration, and that everything that we do would be for the good of our community. We pray these things in your name. Amen. Okay, Mr. Skollick, could we please have the roll call?
Councilmember LeBlanc.
Present.
Councilmember Musgrove.
Here.
Councilmember Nunez.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Sanella.
Here.
And Mayor Jones.
Here. Okay, we have a few proclamations. If the council could please join me in front. Okay, first up we have our San Marcos City Council Clean Energy Alliance, their 5-year anniversary. And we have Tiffany Reynolds with us this evening. Come on down, Tiffany. The San Marcos City Council hereby recognizes the Clean Energy Alliance for their 5-year anniversary. Whereas the City of San Marcos is a proud member of Clean Energy Alliance, and that's CEA, a locally governed community choice energy provider, having joined in December of 2021 and began receiving service on April 1st, 2023. Whereas, since its formation in 2019 and launch of service in 2021, Clean Energy Alliance has expanded to serve approximately 256,000 customers across 7 member cities, providing electricity that is 50% to 100% renewable and/or carbon-free. Whereas CEA has achieved a participation rate of approximately 92.1%, demonstrating strong community support for customer choice and clean energy options. Through its clean energy portfolio and investments, CEA has reduced greenhouse gas emissions by approximately 746,092 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent and committed approximately $750 million toward renewable energy and energy storage projects. Whereas CEA offers innovative customer programs including Solar Plus, Battery Bonus, and Peak Smart Savers. The support clean energy adoption, grid reliability, and customer cost savings. CEA has demonstrated strong fiscal stewardship while advocating for rate powers, that's all of us, and remains committed to achieving 100% renewable energy by 2035 in support of local and statewide climate action goals. Therefore, we, the City Council of the City of San Marcos, do hereby recognize and celebrate the 5-year anniversary of Clean Energy Alliance and commend its leadership in advancing clean energy, customer choice, affordability, environmental stewardship, and community benefit to all the residents of the City of San Marcos and beyond in the region. And we're presenting that this day, June 23rd, 2026. Thank you. Did you have a couple of words for us?
I do.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Jones and members of the City Council. On behalf of our CEO, Greg Wade, and the Clean Energy Alliance staff, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the City of San Marcos for being a regional partner in delivering clean and affordable electricity to North County, San Diego. I'd especially like to thank Councilmember Nunez for her service on our board of directors, where she ensures that the San Marcos community is well represented in the decision-making process as we continue to roll out new programs and expand our services. And I'd also like to thank, I'm not sure if he's here tonight, but city staff, especially Sean Del Solar, for being an integral part of keeping the city informed of the latest developments and working behind the scenes to support our shared efforts to create a cleaner grid. We do have a copy of our 5-year impact report that's been left with the clerk to be distributed to the council. And for those in the audience, it's available on our website if you want to see more of our statistics at thecleanenergyalliance.org. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks.
One, two, three. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Okay, so this is actually a really cool one. So Chris Valence is here this evening. He is getting a certificate of recognition for the 2026 Liberty coin design for the Charters of Freedom U.S. Mint coin series. Did you hear about this? Yes. Our own resident, yes. Come on up, Chris. This is exciting. I saw this in the newspaper and I thought, are you kidding? Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. Sorry, it's a little boring, but we are so grateful for you and really excited that someone from San Marcos was able to do such a tremendous honor for our community and our country, which we're all patriots, so we really appreciate that. Anyway, this certificate of recognition is for the service of the community for your extraordinary artistic achievement and your work with the United States Mint. Your designs for the 2025 American Liberty High Relief Gold Coin and the 2025 American Liberty Silver Medal exemplify creativity, craftsmanship, and artistic excellence. In addition, your design for the 2026 Liberty Coin, part of the United States Mint's Charter of Freedom series commemorating America's 250th anniversary, reflects your continued impact on our nation's artistic and cultural legacy. Your achievement serves as a source of pride for our community of San Marcos and highlights the impact that the arts have in enriching and inspiring our society. The City Council of the City of San Marcos proudly does recognize you and congratulates you on this distinguished accomplishment and extends our best wishes for your continued success that'll last for so many years. So thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you, Mayor Jones, and thank you, City Council. Mayor Jones called me a few weeks ago to congratulate me, which was quite a surprise, and she asked me, what's the most thrilling part of this? And I said, well, having the mayor of San Marcos call me and congratulate me, which is true. This has been huge achievement. I'm very proud of it. I didn't do it alone. There are a lot of people behind this. But this makes it real. Being here at a city council meeting, I kind of feel like I'm in a lot of trouble sitting here looking at it's very
It's not
intimidating. It's not typically where an artist finds himself. But it's been wonderful to be able to contribute to my community, to be a part of the 250th anniversary celebration of our nation, and to have this lasting part of my work a part of that, and to shine a light on the city of San Marcos in such a positive way. I'm a very proud 30-plus year resident of San Marcos and love this city, and I'm just very happy that I can do it proud, and I appreciate the recognition. Thank you very much, Mayor Jones and City Council. I'm truly honored.
Thank you. Well, we're honored.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Really appreciate it. By the way, sunflower.
3. Keep smiling.
Thanks again, really appreciate
Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
You have to admit, that's pretty cool. Okay, next up is some of our residents that have done such a fabulous job with their Juneteenth celebration. If you could come up, Natalie and Lionel. So I wasn't able to make it myself personally, but I heard it was quite a beautiful event out at Terry Campus of Life. Anyway, the San Marcos City Council hereby recognizes Juneteenth. Whereas on June 19th, 1865, Union soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas, with news of the end of the Civil War and the freedom of all enslaved people. More than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued, and whereas Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day or Emancipation Day, stands as a powerful reminder of the struggles and achievements of African Americans in the pursuit of equality and justice. Whereas Juneteenth was officially recognized as a federal holiday in 2021, marking it as a day of national reflection, education, and celebration of African American culture, resilience, and contributions to American society. Whereas since June 2022, Juneteenth celebrations led by the Salisbury family have brought the San Marcos community together through education, dialogue, and cultural appreciation. Whereas the Freedom Table continues to honor the legacy of Juneteenth through reflection, celebration, and support of our local youth. Whereas it is fitting and proper that all people recognize the significance of this historic day and recommit to the values of freedom, equity, and inclusion for all. Therefore, we, the City Council of the City of San Marcos, do by here proclaim June 19th, 2026 as Juneteenth National Independence Day in San Marcos and encourage all of our citizens to observe this day with appropriate that they did celebrate with appropriate ceremonies, celebrations, and acts of service on, that was Friday. And we're presenting it today, June 23rd. But the first time you guys had called me, I'd love to just talk about this for 1 second. The first time they had reached out to me, it was actually on Father's Day. It was Juneteenth fell on Father's Day that year. And I was actually going over to my father-in-law's house, and they said, would you love to come by? And I said, absolutely. And I have to tell you, the spirit of love and just acceptance of everyone was amazing. But then they had some very cultural rich food, which was something I'd never experienced before, so I love that too. And now you guys maybe talk a little bit about what the Freedom Table means to you.
Well, after that driveway party, we also hosted a festival at Cal State San Marcos, and we had about 1,000 people show up. We planned that event about 3 months before, so that was a little challenging. We're not event planners, but we are now. So last Friday, we hosted a sit-down dinner with a cocktail hour. We had speakers and an art exhibit from local artists around the San Diego County area, a lot of them from North County. And it was beautiful. We raised money for a nonprofit that we sit on the board for, AIM Achievement in Motion. They tutor, mentor, and teach financial literacy to children in underserved areas here in North County. So all the ticket proceeds went back to them. And yeah, so we just have a passion for this. Maybe because in 2021 it just became a holiday, and we've celebrated this in our families all of our lives. So for it to be something new to people was interesting to us, and we decided that we'd choose the route of education. So also we love the city, and we just want everybody to come together as a community and support each other, and that's what's happening. So we hosted about 125 people at dinner, a sit-down dinner. We had 6 chefs from all over the county, and I don't know if you all know Jean-Michel Basquiat. His sister is a local here, and she supported us that night, and she's amazing, and it was great. So it'll only be bigger next year, but we'll be at Terry again next year.
Wonderful, thank you, thanks. Okay.
Thank you.
I wish we had pictures. I actually forgot to ask for them. So do you have any online anywhere?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, so we have a well, the website's not ready for the pictures, but we have an Instagram page. It's at Juneteenth San Marcos, We also host a podcast, so there's a lot of those photos going there too, Couples Unfiltered Relationship Podcast. And then on our website, it'll be couplesunfiltered.com/Juneteenth, and we'll have some photos up there for that.
Great.
But, yeah.
All right, thank you. We'll see you next year.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Okay, look at this to you. Sorry, we're huggers. I think you should. Yeah, okay. Me too.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
We love that spirit of service in our city. Thanks again. Okay. Next up, we have our consent calendar. Oh, sorry. Item 9? Okay, so first off, we actually are pulling one item, number 8. We need more information on that, so we are going to remove that from today's agenda. And so item number 8, you would like pulled, council member? I'm sorry, 9?
Yes, Mayor, thank you.
And then any other items that any council members wish to pull? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Seeing none. Item number 9, Councilmember Musgrove.
Thank you, Mayor. Before our sheriff's captain corrects me, the address listed in the item is 187 Santar. That's the former sheriff's office from about 20 years ago. It should be now 182 for the safety center. So we can make that correction in the minutes for the final.
Okay, I'll second that. That was a motion, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll second that, with that one change of 182 versus 187. That was probably a legacy number we had in there.
From a while back.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Seeing none. Okay. Moving on to item I'm sorry, oral communications. Sorry, we went off quick, so thank you so much. We do have 2 speakers. We have John Mosier, followed by David Hubbard. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, City staff. For the record, I'm John Mosier with San Marcos Mobile Estates. Right now, as you know, we're in the beginning phases of prepping for rent review hearing, negotiating with the park management and owners. I came here back in March when this process started, and they wanted to meet with us, so I asked them for something in writing to explain why they had requested such a high increase, much more than what the CPI change was. And like I told you then, I got a 2-word answer, like what? Through this process, I've continued to ask for something in writing that tells us what's going on. The first time I actually got something with numbers was on June 8th at 5:37 p.m. I met with them the next day to go over an extended list of items we needed in the park. A lot of those were I pulled from our rent review hearing in 2022. And I went out with a park manager the next day. We photographed a lot of driveways, et cetera. On that was a Wednesday. On that Friday, I made a couple Thursday I made a counter offer. Friday I made a counter offer. They refused to accept it, saying we had to settle up for the money before we could even talk about what we're doing this year. So they've changed it this year. Our rent times are from May through the end of April. So this year is 26 to 27. They refused to actually deal with that most of this time, and also refused to actually give us a list of items they'll do. When they submitted their paperwork on the 16th, towards the very end, they actually pulled their offer, where they lowered it a little bit from 35 to 28, saying I never responded to them. And I reminded them I did respond multiple times. So anyway, right now I'm in the middle of working with our residents, gathering statements and putting stuff together for our submittal that comes a week from now on the 30th. So you guys will get that, and that'll be part of it. The other thing I wanted to say is 4 years ago when we did this, I invited all the city council members to come. We did individually and tour our park. We spent roughly, I think an hour, was it, Mayor, that you came and then Ed came too. So I would like to extend that offer again, so we could go through the park really quick, give you guys an idea what's going on. And then, like I say, a week from now, you'll have our submittal and understand where we're coming from. We've tried this whole time to negotiate in good faith, settle this so we could actually have had our original May 1st start, just like last year, and it hasn't happened. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mosher. Next up is David Hubbard.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. My name is David Hubbard of the law firm of Gasky, Dillon and Balance. I am legal counsel for Atlantic High Management, which is the project applicant for the senior housing project that is being proposed at the northwest corner of Woodward and East Mission. I'm here tonight actually to ask for your help. Atlantic High's project has been in the city's CEQA review process for more than 7 years, and we have finally completed the project's mitigated negative declaration. And we, Atlantic High, we are ready for it to be released to the public for review and comment so that we can eventually get to Planning Commission and, if necessary, to the City Council. The problem, however, is that city staff won't release the MND. They are effectively holding the MND hostage to pressure Atlantic High into accepting certain conditions of approval that we feel are not only unwarranted, but they're completely unrelated to any impact of the project. This debate has been going on between staff and my clients for the better part of 2 years. So our request tonight is that the council place on its July 14 agenda the issue of whether staff should release the MND. We recognize that our request is a bit unusual, but we are truly at an impasse. We have tried everything. Staff has a particular point of view. Ours is different. We kind of need you to break the tie. And we have really nowhere else to go to seek relief. So that's why we came here tonight to try to get this on the council's agenda for July 14 so that we could seek your guidance and assistance in getting this issue resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is our new business. That is going to be item number 14. Janelle Laughlin is going to, hello Janelle, is going to be presenting today. It's an updated full-time and part-time classification and compensation schedule with annual salary adjustments for the mayor and the city council members.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. I'm Janelle Laughlin, Administrative Services Director, and tonight I'll be presenting updates to the full-time and part-time classification and compensation schedules. As required by Government Code Section 54953, Subdivision C, Paragraph 3, I will be providing the required oral summary related to executive compensation. The city is currently operating under approved memoranda of understanding with all 3 bargaining units that includes an agreed upon 5% cost of living adjustment effective next fiscal year. Accordingly, the proposed updates to the compensation schedules incorporate the salary adjustment for all full-time represented and unrepresented classifications. The part-time compensation schedule is also being updated to reflect corresponding adjustments for those part-time classifications that are tied to or serve as the part-time equivalent of effective full-time positions. The City Council's compensation increase is authorized by the San Marcos Municipal Code, allowing for salary adjustments based on the changes in the Consumer Price Index for the prior year. The amount for the past year was 3.2%, which brings the City Council member compensation to $1,047 a month, which is an additional $32 a month for all members of the council. Finally, regarding local agency executive compensation, I will now read the updated executive annual salary ranges into the record. While the salary adjustments are effective for next fiscal year, they will be administered in the pay period that includes July 1st, 2026, which spans June 19th through July 3rd of 2026. Bear with me. In grade 7, with an annual range of $243,840 to $354,709 is the city manager classification. In grade 6F, with an annual range of $208,476 and $303,266 is the fire chief director of public safety classification. In grade 6, with an annual range of $194,556 to $283,030 is the assistant city manager classification. In grade 5F, with an annual range of $192,764 to $280,410 is the fire chief classification. In grade 5, with an annual range of $181,836 to $264,513 are the deputy city manager, development services director / city engineer, and director of lean government classifications. In grade 4, with an annual range of $169,949 to $247,209 are the administrative services director, city engineer, director of finance, and director of IT classifications. In grade 3E, with an annual range of $158,822 to $238,706 is the deputy city engineer classification. In grade 3, with an annual range of $158,822 to $231,036 are the director of parks and recreation, economic development and public affairs director, housing and neighborhood services director, legislative affairs director / city clerk, and public works director classifications. In grade 2F, with an annual range of $157,353 to $228,899 is the fire division chief classification. In grade 2, with an annual range of $148,433 to $215,922 are the assistant finance director, chief innovation officer, deputy public works director, and planning division director classifications. In grade 1, with an annual range of $138,722 to $201,796 are the building division director and city clerk classifications. And mayor and city council members with an annual range of $12,177 to $12,567 in that final range. This concludes the oral summary required by government code and my report for this evening. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the mayor and city council may have.
Thank you, Janelle. Does anyone have any questions? I know we're all kind of up here kind of laughing at each other. We're actually laughing up here, and just the reason why we're kind of smirking is just because our pay because, it was voted on by the residents of San Marcos. It is just kind of funny for as hard as we work, and we're okay with it, but $32 a month, we're going to receive more. We're getting a raise. So we're laughing about the $32 a month raise. Any other discussion from the council?
Now, just to carry on with the kind of a little bit of the lightheartedness, when I was on the council, when I first got elected to the council, somebody asked my wife at San Marcos Unified if she was going to continue working now that I'm on the council at $1,000 a month. So, of course, she said, not only am I going to continue working, but Mike's going to continue working his day job. So.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. That is a new business, and the recommendation is to adopt the resolution approving the updated full-time and part-time classification and comp schedules effective fiscal year 26-27, and adopt a resolution approving a 3.2% salary adjustment for the mayor and city council members effective for fiscal year 26-27 based on the Consumer Price Index. Do I have a motion?
Move to adopt as stated by the mayor.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Seeing none. Thank you, Janelle. Okay, yes, we did just approve a raise for ourselves, a whopping $32 a month. Okay, moving on, we have our, and thank you. This is actually a really, a very cool thing that we have here in San Marcos. We call it the spirit of service, people that are willing to come forward and serve our community. So this evening we have appointments to our city board and commissions. And first up is going to be our budget review committee. We have several people applying, and then we have two regular members and then one alternate member available. So we'll start off with Allison Stanton. If you're here, come on down. Welcome. And again, thank you everyone for being here this evening. It really is a big deal for our community when we have people that continuously want to still continue to serve our community. It means a lot to us. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you. I'm used to going first with A, so. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and council members. My name is Allie Stanton. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight and for your service to our city. I'd like to start on a personal note this time. When I was in elementary school, I was diagnosed with dyslexia and a processing disorder. For a long time, I was embarrassed by that. I worked hard to hide it. As I've gotten older, I've come to see it differently. What I once thought was a limitation turned out to be an unexpected advantage. It turned my brain into something better. I trained myself to slow down, to analyze information differently, and to spot patterns and inconsistencies that others might miss. And yes, I still occasionally mix up my B's and my D's, but I don't miss trends, red flags, or numbers that don't quite add up. I see beauty in numbers. They tell a story in facts, not opinions. Budgets reveal priorities. They show where we're investing, where we're stretching, and where we may be carrying risks into the future. Professionally and in my volunteer roles, I've spent years working with complex financial data, balancing competing priorities and asking hard but necessary questions. What the long-term impacts will be and what happens when revenue softens or cost spikes. I'm not applying because this seems like an interesting opportunity, although it does. I'm applying because I live here. My family is here. We've chose to raise our kids here, and I've spent enough years working with budgets professionally and in this community to feel like I can actually be useful. Fiscal responsibility isn't some abstract idea to me, it's personal. What I hope to bring to this committee isn't just a resume of credentials, it's a habit of asking harder questions early when there's time to act on the answers, and a deep conviction for how a city manages its money today shapes what's possible tomorrow and what isn't for years to come. I would be honored to continue to keep San Marcos on strong footing. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Allison. Any questions? Seeing none, thank you. Next up is Benjamin Barlow. Actually, he's not able to attend, but he is currently on the commission. Then we have James Knowlton, and then we have, after James, it's going to be Jawib Habib. Is James here? No? Okay. Jawib Habib, followed by Joanne Harris Malone.
Good evening, Mayor Jones, Deputy Mayor Sanella, and members of the City Council. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Jawed Habib, and I'm a District 2 resident applying for appointment to the Budget Review Committee and the San Marcos Community Foundation. I was born and raised in San Diego County, and I'm the son of Afghan refugees who came to the United States in 1981 with little more than 50 cents in their pockets, in search of opportunity and a better future for their family. Through hard work, sacrifice, and the opportunities available in this country, they built a life that would not have otherwise been possible. I was fortunate to attend the Preuss School at UC San Diego, which helps students from low-income families become the first in their families to attend college. That opportunity changed the trajectory of my life and ultimately led me to UC San Diego, UCLA School of Law, and a career as an attorney. The opportunities my family found in this country changed the trajectory of my life, and they instilled in me a deep belief in giving back and serving the community. One of the experiences I am most proud of is serving on the board of directors of the Preuss School Foundation as its first alumni board member. During my tenure, the foundation raised nearly $2 million to help create opportunities for future generations of students. That experience reinforced the importance of community engagement, giving back, and investing in future generations. My family moved to San Marcos during the COVID pandemic because we believed it was a wonderful place to raise our children. Our daughter recently graduated from San Marcos High School and will be attending college this fall. And we are grateful for the opportunities our family has found here. I am seeking this appointment because I believe public service is one of the most meaningful ways to give back. Through my professional experience, nonprofit board service, and involvement in the community, I have learned the importance of thoughtful decision-making, building consensus, and serving others. I would welcome the opportunity to bring those experiences to service on behalf of the residents of San Marcos. Thank you for your time, your service, and your consideration.
All right, thank you. Next up is Joanne Harris Malone, followed by Ray Deal. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Jones, City Council, and staff. Joanne Harris Malone, reapplying to the Budget Review Committee. Here's why you should reappoint me. I love San Marcos. I love hearing all of you and members of the audience. My roots are in San Marcos. My family moved here actually just a few years after the city became annexed. That was in 1963. That was a long time ago. My mom still lives here in the same house she moved into 58 years ago, so my roots are firmly planted. I went to public school here from first grade through high school. San Marcos High School was still standing, didn't look anything like it does now. And then I moved away for many, many years up to Northern California, where I worked and raised my family. And I happily moved back 7 years ago. I have multi-generation family here and have been delighted at reinserting myself civically here in the community. So I care about the resources and the assets of San Marcos. I care about the citizens and their quality of life, and I love being engaged in the city. So as an attorney for many, many years, I'm comfortable analyzing difficult concepts. I actually kind of like it. And as I've come to learn with my time on the Budget Review Committee, it's really complicated to balance a budget. And I have so much respect and admiration for the staff led by Michelle and her wonderful example and their tireless efforts to balance a lot of competing needs and interests with a lot of pressure. My most important reason why you should appoint me is because I've been on it for 3 years, and I take my responsibility very seriously. I prepare before each meeting. I come to every meeting. I come to the budget workshops. I come to relevant city council meetings. I volunteered for Measure Q, and I want to continue doing that. My time on the board has also enlightened me as to what every department needs in terms of its budgets and its revenues and capital improvement and Measure Q and reserves and looking ahead for efficiency, and I've just really enjoyed it. So if you would consider reappointing me, I promise to bring my budget enthusiasm, seriousness, curiosity, asking hard questions, and activism as a citizen. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Joanne. Next up is Ray Deal, followed by Vanessa Crispin.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. There's a timer there. It's crazy. I've never seen that. Appreciate you giving the opportunity. I did not prepare a speech, obviously, but I want to give you a little bit of background about myself and why I'm here and interested in participating in the committee. My name is Ray. I've been a public servant since I've been an adult, first beginning with my time in the Marine Corps, but after that I became a law enforcement officer for several years, and currently I'm serving with the Department of Veterans Affairs in the Healthcare Administration. I graduated from San Diego State with an undergrad degree, went on and got a master's in healthcare administration, and I've been working in healthcare now for 15 years with VA. I would say, I do work with budgets. I'm familiar with the topics. I'm familiar with working in a scarce environment. So I'm familiar with making things work to the best of our ability. But for me, the reason I'm here today is less about the budget and less about my background and things like that. It's really about the community itself and my family. I've been a resident of San Marcos now 10 years, which sounds wholly unremarkable, I realize, but I will also say that's longer than I've lived anywhere in my entire life. So my roots are here. They're not as deep as many, but they're definitely deeper than anywhere else I've been. I brought my son here. He enrolled in kindergarten, I think 2 days after we arrived. He's now a high schooler, so my daughter's also in middle school here at Woodland Park. So we're having a great experience. We're at the place now in my life and my professional experience where I finally have space on the calendar to give back, to reach out and help out the community, and that's what I'm here for. So without any further ado, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Next up, Vanessa Crispin.
Hello, good evening, Mayor Jones, council members, and city staff. My name is Vanessa Crispin, and I'm applying for the volunteer position for the Budget Review Committee. So a little bit about myself is I was born and raised in San Marcos for the last 28 years. I attended Richland Elementary, and Mrs. Sinella was actually my teacher. I can't say Amy Sinella. I can't do that. So she's Mrs. Sinella to me. I went to Woodland Park Middle School and Mission Hills High School. I'm also an alumni from Cal State San Marcos. I double majored in political science and criminology. I also am a recent graduate from San Diego State's Master's in Public Administration. And I currently serve as the Budget and Financial Operations Analyst at Cal State San Marcos for the Department of Athletics. So that is a multi-million-dollar budget that I manage. I have my business operations coordinator that helps me with all the procurement and business tasks. And today I brought with me my resume, which I can leave with the city clerk, and I also brought 2 of the most recent financial reports that I completed, one being the EADA report, which is the Equity in Athletics Disclosure Act. So it was essentially looking at all our expenditures and revenues and making sure we are being equitable between the gendered sports. In addition to that, I brought the NCAA financial report, which is a much more extensive report. It's about 88 pages, and it goes through all of our revenue and expenditures by gender and sport as well. So these 2 are my 2 recent reports that are also available on our website, being part of the Public Records Act. So that's a little bit of my experience. And to end with my why, I would like to say that with what I shared earlier, I have roots deep here in San Marcos, and I just want to continue making them deeper. And I can't tell you enough how much I love San Marcos, and clearly because I never left. And I think this opportunity, I think I can add a lot of value to San Marcos, and I think I can learn a great deal as well. And I hope to just add to San Marcos' success. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if you're not appointed this evening, please don't stop applying. We obviously have more people than we have seats. So I'd like to reappoint Joanne Harris Malone to a regular position, and then I would like to appoint Vanessa Crespin as a regular position, and then Allison Stanton as an alternate. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Seeing none. Okay, and if you don't show, it is important to show up to the meetings, whether you're an alternate or a regular position. We want to make sure everyone is fully engaged, and then sometimes people don't show up at the last minute. They get stuck on the freeway or something like that. We want to make sure you're ready, and you've had, and I cannot even express enough on the budget. It is complicated. So we want to make sure you're having your, you utilize your time with staff, city staff, so that you are really aware and ready to be at that meeting and have thoughtful questions and, have them answered, but that you understand exactly what's going on, because the budgets are very complicated. So anyway, coming up next will be our Community Foundation. We have Joe Weed, and he already spoke. And then we have Katie Crossgree, followed by Ray Deal, and Ray already spoke as well. So is Katie here? Yes, there you are.
Thank you, Mayor. Council members and staff, I'm thrilled to be here tonight. I'm Katie Crossgree, and I'm excited to be considered as a volunteer for the San Marcos Community Foundation. I moved to San Marcos 20 years ago to start my career with the American Diabetes Association and later with the Alzheimer's Association. I was very fortunate to have a long career as a nonprofit executive director as well as regional director. And I have a little more time now, so I have looked at a number of different ways to give back, and I have gotten to know the Community Foundation both through my work at the American Diabetes Association, but also as a member and a community member here in San Marcos. And I think there are lots of opportunities for us to raise awareness of the good work that the San Marcos Community Foundation is doing. So I'd like to use my years of fundraising, mission delivery, and awareness skills to help the foundation. I've enjoyed getting to know some of the foundation volunteers and contributing some ideas. And I also want the chance to give back in a meaningful way. And the only way I know how to do that is to be a volunteer. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, I would like to nominate Jaweed Habib for the Community Foundation. Do I have a second?
Second?
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Okay, and then I wanted to mention too that we are starting a we're in the process of trying to start a blue zone here in San Marcos. So anyone that is wants to be involved further, that maybe you weren't selected for a commission, there are a lot of things that we will be needing volunteers to talk about. So it would be good if we send you a letter and ask you to show up to meetings that you might consider being involved in some other way, and that would be great. So, in San Marcos, we're all about health, wellness, longevity, and then also having, those connections with our community. So considering that would be great. We don't like to have anyone left out. We want to use all of your wonderful talents. And so anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. And next up is our Youth Commission, which honestly, I'm up here starting to sweat because it is the hardest one because we have all of these young people that want to serve our community, and we don't want to say no to anyone. So we don't even actually want to say no to you adults either, but it's really, really tough for our kids for us to say no. So anyway, we have all of our kids that are here this evening. Sorry, I'm a mom. My kids are older. Everyone's a kid to me that's under 30 years old, to be honest. But anyway, first up is going to be Thurva Jadov. Are you here this evening? Come on down. Look at you in your snazzy little outfit. I love it. Did I say your name kind of close?
Yeah.
Kind of close? Are you just saying that to be nice because the mayor's asking you? It's okay, you can correct me. Why don't you say it for me so I can make sure I have it right?
My name is Atharva Jadhav.
Atharva Jadhav. Okay. All right. So let's hear about why you want to serve.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members, for the opportunity to have a voice in this community, in which I've grown up and loved. My name is Atharva Jadhav. I'm 14 years old and a 14-year resident of the city of San Marcos. And I'm currently an alternate member of the Youth Commission, and I'm seeking to become a regular member. I've been an alternate member for the past 2 years, and being a regular member allows me to vote for certain decisions, which allows me to represent the youth in San Marcos more effectively. Recently, I was elected by my fellow commissioners to be the vice chair of the Youth Commission. However, I was unable to assume the position due to my status as an alternate, which brings me here today to seek your support. Being a regular member allows me to bring forward and execute ideas to support the youth through their developmental journey. For example, a spirit day where students can make crafts for one another to express their appreciation for others while making interactions that create a sense of belonging. We could also incorporate a monthly youth summit where the youth are invited to a local library to learn about topics from professional adults that they would not normally learn in school, such as financial literacy, career development, and communication skills. This empowers the youth to take on new goals and navigate their lives as growing young adults. Moreover, over the past few years, I've learned the skills needed to succeed as a regular member of the Youth Commission. I gained these skills by participating in my school's Lighthouse team, which taught me to organize and plan school events, such as the middle school dance. Additionally, the Rising Suns mentorship program taught me flexibility as I tutored younger students to heighten their math skills. Finally, my time as an alternate member of the Youth Commission taught me to be collaborative and gave me valuable experiences as I helped organize various city events, such as the Diversity Town Hall. I also helped volunteer for many Christmas, Halloween, and Easter egg scramble events, and give a voice to the youth of San Marcos. Through my time in the commission, I also brought up various ideas to add, such as toy drives and library game events. These events helped support the youth and brought people together. I will help the youth feel a stronger sense of community and belonging with the unique traits I bring to the commission. My versatility allows me to respond to issues, and I always lead with kindness and dedication. I work hard no matter what environment I'm in. My peers' support has shown and motivated me to continue showing up and making the most of my effort. I'll carry these skills with me as a regular member by doing my best to help others and doing what I can to make a positive impact. All in all, being a regular on the Youth Commission will allow me not only to represent my classroom peers, but use the tools available to me through the Commission to give a voice and support my peers. I love San Marcos because it welcomes everyone, no matter their background. The city of San Marcos has given so much to me, and I'm ready to give it back. Thank you for your time.
Well, you were really good on time. That was unbelievable. You had a lot to say. Good job. Okay, next up is going to be Charu Saruvanakumar. Sorry, that is a long name, girl. Mine is just Jones, and it's boring, and people actually say it wrong sometimes, and I'm like, interesting. Anyway, welcome. So we really are happy to have you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well this evening. My name is Charu Saruvanakumar, and I'm interested in serving on the Youth Commission. I'm currently 14 years old and will be a freshman at San Marcos High School in the fall. I have always enjoyed helping others and contributing to the community, as well as leading a group while working together to achieve success. Over the past few years, I've gained strong leadership experiences and excellent social skills developed through both extracurricular and academic activities. For example, I have trained in Taekwondo for over 8 years and served as a training instructor for the past 3 years. This role has given me experience on how to work effectively with individuals and groups of all ages, especially children. It allowed me to develop patience, communication, and mentorship skills. to help them improve. In addition, I have also had prior leadership experience as I held the section leader position in my band program for my instrument in middle school. This position continually strengthened my responsibility in leadership activities, as I was responsible for supporting, guiding, and leading my section to ensure success together. Through these experiences, I have learned how to collaborate with others, solve problems, and lead by example. Additionally, I'm a member of Trinidad Mission San Diego, or CMSD, a religious center dedicated to growth and learning for Hindus. I attend classes every Sunday where we learn about our Hindu culture and scriptures, but we are also encouraged to serve and help out the community. The word for volunteering and helping out in Sanskrit is seva, and in this spirit of seva, every week, my classmates and I clean, restock, and maintain our facilities. Although the task is small, everyone has their role in maintaining our community, and this is my contribution. As a result, I've learned how to collaborate and realize that every role is still vital in ensuring the success of our entire mission. Next year, I will also be joining CMSD's high school mentorship program, where we will participate in numerous volunteering activities, such as food drives and clothing drives. In this program, I will be taking on a leadership position in which I will be leading and documenting these activities along with other tasks. If I'm given the opportunity to serve on this commission, I'd love to work with the community and help them, as I enjoy seeing the happiness of others. I truly believe I will do an excellent job on the commission and will contribute to the future enhancements of our community, as I am very eager and interested to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up is Dia Subramanian. I don't know. I don't know. Did I say that wrong? I'm sorry, you guys have these very complicated names.
Good evening. My name is Dia Subramanian, and I'm here to express my interest in the Youth Commission program. As an incoming junior at San Marcos High School, I'm involved in various clubs and activities around my campus. I'm involved in Girls Learn International, a program dedicated to advocating for women's education, Passion Writers, created to bring a special place to those who enjoy writing, and the South Asian Union Club, where I'm the social media manager. I've also recently been admitted into Math Links, a program dedicated to helping underclassmen with Algebra 1. It involves skipping half a block period to go into Algebra 1 classes and practice concepts in small groups. I have a 4.3 GPA and have been on the Silver Honor Roll for all 4 semesters. Along with that, I got invited to the Enterprising Young Women Conference for young women who want to pursue a career in STEM. Outside of school, I've been dancing for 10 years and recently completed my Arangetram, a debut solo performance. I've performed a multitude of times at the diversity event here and have been teaching kids aged 5 to 13 for over 2 years. I want to join Youth Commission because I'm passionate about creating a positive change in my community. My brother was a member for 3 years, and I've seen firsthand the positive change this program creates. I am especially excited about the opportunity to develop my leadership, communication, and public speaking skills. I believe this program would be incredibly valuable because it's primarily student-led, giving young people the chance to take initiative, share their ideas, and create real change in their community. If chosen, I would like to create a mental health program. I would like this program to consist of mental health education, understanding stress, anxiety, depression, etc., learning how to see signs early, and reducing stigma. Additionally, I would like it to include how to help someone with any mental health disease. Cheap or free counseling sessions, whether group, individual, and/or anonymous, would be helpful for those who are less fortunate or prefer to stay anonymous. Finally, skill-building activities for addressing their own or someone else's mental health and healthy lifestyle promotion would make a big difference in anyone who feels any mental health disease in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, next up is Gina Lee. Gina's not here this evening. Okay. Kendra Schreckengost.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. Thank you for this opportunity and for allowing me to speak in front of the council tonight for my Youth Commission application. My name is Kendra Schreckengaust, and I'm attending San Marcos High School as a senior this year. Go Knights! Throughout my high school career, I've played varsity on the field hockey team, allowing me to connect with my teammates who are a variety of ages and understand the values of teamwork. Additionally, I have played field hockey for a club called HGC. I have been on their high-performance team during my high school career, and it's allowed me to connect with a broader range of students with the same passion as me. As much as I am active outside of school, I also participate in clubs, and I'm actually a co-president of a club called Thrifty Threads. At the end of each semester, we bring a bag of clothes to exchange for free, preventing overconsumption. Occasionally, I volunteer for my church, such as overseeing games to raise money. Not to mention, I'm a part of St. Elizabeth's core team, which helps guide freshmen and sophomores in learning about their faith in order to get confirmed. While I have these extracurriculars, I've also been working at a company called Winston's for the past 2 years. Working at Winston's has taught me how to deal with unexpected situations and manage my time. During my school years, I've been working hard to maintain good grades, as evidenced by my over 4.0 weighted GPA. Last year, I had the honor of being a San Marcos Youth Ambassador, volunteering to help our community in various activities. This next year, I am proud to be my school's National Honor Society treasurer. As expressed in my application, I have a strong desire to connect our youth to the local government to improve future involvement. I also wish to advocate for them by making sure their voices are heard in implementing new policies. This passion derives from my willingness to help all youth, no matter their background, and my wish to strengthen our community. In time, I hope to connect generations through dialogue and understanding. Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members.
Thank you. Any questions?
Did you bring any ice cream?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it was ice cream.
I'm
Winston's
sorry,
ice
I was at work today, but I didn't bring any. My favorite flavor is Midnight Munchies. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time
Have
for you to
stop
go
by,
get some,
maybe.
Deputy
Maybe
Mayor.
afterwards.
Maybe I can give you a discount.
No. All right, next up is Madeline Cohen, followed by Natalie Carrillo. Welcome, Madeline.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. My name is Madeline Cohen. I'm 14 years old, and I'm an incoming freshman at San Marcos High School. Having lived in San Marcos for 7 years, experiencing the majority of my childhood here, and applying once before for this spot, I'm excited to be here today. The year I've spent volunteering for the city's community-driven events have reignited my eagerness to be a more prominent part of this community and contribute to the experience of young kids. Being a part of the web program at my school to welcome incoming students and being a member of a counseling team at a camp have shown me how much a child's experience impacts their life. As a military child myself, I have experienced how important a community is in one's life. The Youth Ambassador program allowed me to see this powerful community in action and has helped me prepare for a role in the Youth Commission by allowing me to gain a deeper understanding of the community, those in it, and the goals of the commission itself. This role requires leadership, communication, and understanding. I have adopted these values through my participation in sports, youth groups, and other volunteering. I hope to step into this role and be a part of strengthening and improving this wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Natalie Carrillo, followed by Reed Amoto-Garay.
Good evening, Mayor Jones, City Council members, and staff. My name is Natalie Carrillo, and I'm currently a rising junior at San Marcos High School. I'm also working towards my associate's degree at Palomar College. I'm majoring in political science. I've lived here my whole life, and I really like this city. San Marcos, it gives me so much and my mom so much, and I think it's my turn to give back, which is why I'm applying to Youth Commission. So throughout my life, I've always cared deeply about helping others and making people feel included, whether it's at my school, in my community, or through service. I've learned that small actions can make a meaningful difference in someone's life, And that belief is what inspires me to reach for every opportunity that I get to give back and to make a positive change. I believe my background has prepared me well for this role. At school, I'm involved in ASB. I serve as president of Beauty Club, and I participate in leadership roles such as the director of Diversity and Equity Coalition, and I'm involved in Link Crew. These experiences have helped me build my strong leadership skills, teamwork, and communication. They've also taught me how to collaborate with people from different backgrounds and perspectives. Outside of school, I serve as a lector at St. Mark's Catholic Church, where I read during church services. This has helped me strengthen my confidence in public and has taught me the importance of responsibility and preparation. What makes me want to serve on the Youth Commission is my passion for representing youth voices, because I always see shy voices like in class or just outside in the real world, and I feel like they have a lot of important ideas and they're just too shy to say them, so I think I can help change that. And if selected, I just want to be someone who listens and advocates and helps create opportunities for young people to get more involved with their community, because I feel like there's a lot of things that they can get involved in that they're just too shy to do, and I think I can help change that. And serving on this youth commission would be a good opportunity for me to grow as a leader and give back to a community that has given so much to me, and I feel like I can make opportunities like this more known, because I didn't even know about this opportunity until like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? And Reed Amoda-Garay. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and fellow commissioners. Today marks 4 years, as you may know, since I've joined the Youth Commission, and my fellow commissioners and I have worked diligently to improve the outreach and influence that the Youth Commission has had on the San Marcos community. As you may know, one of our largest events, the Diversity Town Hall, which includes asking local businesses and people to participate in celebrating the traditions and cultures of our community, I personally oversaw reaching out to local businesses, such as a Japanese language studio, and passed out flyers to both my school of 2,000 students and other institutions such as the San Marcos Library. Using my previous years of experience at running events or volunteering with the city, I will help increase our outreach to the San Marcos community by improving our current programs in order to achieve a greater presence with the youth of our city. For example, extending partnerships with even more local businesses will attract more foot traffic to the Diversity Town Hall, which could bring more students to want to volunteer and serve their community. Or through my volunteer work with Computer to Kids, which is an organization that oversees refurbishing used computers in order to give them to families or elderly who don't have the means to purchase them on their own. I plan to give children exposure to the intricacy of computer hardware and software, along with offering people a chance to donate used electronics in order to be refurbished, so that they can be given to families or elderly who lack the financial resources to purchase them on their own. This position offers an opportunity for me to have a positive impact on the San Marcos community. Now that I have more tools and knowledge to extend the Youth Commission's influence, I'm asking for the opportunity to serve this organization for one last time so that I can finally put my ideas for the greater good.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I have a question of staff. So there are 5 positions, regular positions. One is an alternate, which is Atherva. So if Atherva is a regular position, then we have an alternate position on top of it. And there are 5 of us up here. So what I'm proposing is I will be thinking about who you guys would want to appoint. I will take a stab at the one regular position, and then, well, the one, obviously, the reason I'm asking this question is Atherva for a regular position, and then Natalie Carrillo as an alternate. So then there should be 4 regular positions left, if I'm correct, if I'm doing the math right. Yes. Okay, it looks more complicated than it sounds, just so you all know. Okay, Deputy Mayor, would you like to, so that's my motion. So it would be Thurva as a regular, and then Natalie as an alternate. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Hearing none. Okay, Deputy Mayor, it's your turn.
We didn't know we were going to do it this way, and
I know.
you took my top two. But I have attended the diversity fair, I think every year since I've been on the council, including this most recent one, and I've been so impressed with the team, just everything that you guys do with that group. So I'm going to go ahead and reward Reed and Canto Garay with another term because I think it's definitely deserving.
Okay, second. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any none? Nope. Okay, Councilmember Musgrove.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to nominate Kendra Schreckengaust for the position.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Hearing none. Councilmember Nunez.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm looking and I see that Kai Finley has been an alternate and has attended 8 out of 9 meetings. So I would move to make Kai a regular.
Wait.
It didn't apply though.
They're currently on the board, but they're not. Their application is not in this packet.
Can they be promoted?
Well, I mean, we could do that, and then there's another alternate. So if you do that, you get to do what I did. Then you would get a regular and an alternate. If you want to move the alternate that's not here tonight up one to a regular position, then you would have to also appoint an alternate because they're not up this evening. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I would definitely want to see Kai
Okay.
rewarded since it seems like they've been active participants of the,
Okay,
of
all
the
right.
commission.
I'll second that. So we have a motion and a second to move up Kai from an alternate to a regular. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Seeing none? Okay, now you get an alternate, council member.
Oh, wow, now that is tough.
Yeah, there you go. See, you were making it more difficult for yourself.
Yeah. Then I'm going to appoint Charu
As an alternate?
as an alternate.
Okay. All right, and I will second that. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Seeing none? Okay. Councilmember LeBlanc.
I'd like to appoint, and I'm so sorry, I'll probably also say your name wrong, Daya Subramanian.
Okay, I'll second that. It's, okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Hearing none? Okay, all right, so I think we did all the alternates, and then we have 2 alternates that we moved up, and then we did all of our regulars. Okay, so if you weren't selected this evening, our apologies. It's really tough for us being up here. We wish we could honestly approve or appoint all of you because we really do appreciate our volunteers. It's, I think, what makes our city so special. So if you weren't selected this evening, definitely show up and, try to get involved because we definitely want to, appoint everyone if possible at some point in time because we value our volunteers. So anyway, thank you so much for being here this evening. And if you have to go and do your homework, we're not going to feel bad if you get up and leave. So I'm sorry?
They're out of school for summer.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's right. Well, then even more timely of, we used to, yeah, that's actually right. I forgot all about that. Well, go out and have some fun because we want you to have some fun before you have to get back to work. Anyway, thank you again for coming this evening. All right, next order of business is going to be our public hearings. We have item number 16, which is our first order of business, which is the Resolution 2026-9632 adopting indexed increases in development impact fees, inclusionary housing in lieu fees, and user fees for 2026. Hello, Donna. Apgar.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Today we'll be reviewing a proposed adjustment to the user fees, public impact fees, and the inclusionary housing in lieu fees. The City Council adopted the current fees as part of a comprehensive fee update in late 2024 and became effective in March 2025. Prior to 2024, the city had not pursued regular updates to its fees, so as a result, costs continued to rise, affecting the ability of those fees to fund the services that they were intended for. So ultimately, the general fund and other revenue sources had to pick up the difference. As part of the city's adoption of fees in 2024, a market evaluation was performed, and the analysis found that San Marcos recovery rates were significantly below those of surrounding communities. Balancing the city's needs with the impact fees can have on the community, the City Council adopted fee levels lower than the maximum levels allowed as part of the studies performed, while still maintaining competitiveness in the North County region. As costs rise in the market, it is a direct impact on the cost to provide those services in relation to the user fees. For affordable housing and infrastructure, the city sees an erosion in its purchasing power as inflation increases. By updating our fees to take inflation into consideration, we keep pace with today's costs and ensure an ongoing ability to recover costs for services directly benefiting the user, provide affordable housing, and build needed infrastructure. All of this with the objective to keep the city in alignment with city goals of a fiscally sustainable city. Next slide, please. The increases proposed include using two different indices to apply to applicable fees. The ENR Construction Cost Index, or CCI, provides an inflationary index related to the cost of construction. The Consumer Price Index, or CPI, provides an inflationary index related to the general inflation seen across the economy. The CCI index was selected per the 2024 resolutions for use with the public facilities fees and inclusionary housing in lieu fees, as those fees are directly related to construction activity. The CPI was selected per the 2024 resolution for use with our user fees. This is because CPI reflect increases the city encounters relating to staff, overhead, and general business expenses more accurately. The proposed increases to be considered tonight for the construction cost index is 2.7% and 3.2% for the consumer price index. Both indices were calculated based on a March to March timeframe to accurately reflect the increases seen since the adoption of the fees. Next slide, please. Staff recommends City Council conduct the public hearing, and after hearing any public comment, consider adoption of Resolution 2026-9632, increasing the user, public facilities, and inclusionary housing in lieu fees. This ends staff presentation. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Donna. So just to give our folks in the audience an idea of how much we're talking. So currently the single family residential is at $6.70, and the cost per square foot is going up to $6.88 per square foot.
That is correct.
Okay, so everything is very nominal, although, you know, if you defer it and you don't do it for several years, then it does add up at the end. Anyway, okay, so just wanted to make that distinction, and does anyone have any questions?
So Mayor, real quickly, this is simply to cover the cost of doing business, and we're not making money on this venture?
Correct,
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions? If not, do we have any public speakers on this item? Seeing none, okay, this is a public hearing. Any further discussion? No?
If there's no more discussion, I'll move to close the public hearing.
Okay.
Second.
All right, motion to close the public hearing, and a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any no votes? Seeing none. Okay, do we have, I'll make a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second to adopt.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Hearing none. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Next up is a Resolution 2026-9615, which is an appeal of AA 26-0002 of the Planning Commission Resolution PC 265212, approving a master sign program. CSP 19-00003 to govern the design, type, and details of all signage proposed for the University District specific plan area known as North City. And the recommendation is to deny the approval, but we'll get to that quite a bit later. And do we have a staff? There we are. Scott Nightingale, our principal planner, and Joe Ferracci, our planning director. And we have a staff presentation.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Jones. Council members, Scott Nightingale will be making the presentation in this item tonight.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and council members and members of the public. I'm Scott Nightingale, Principal Planner, here to present an appeal of the Planning Commission's decision to approve a master sign program to govern the design, type, and details of all signage proposed for the University District Specific Plan known as North City. It should be noted that this is a de novo hearing, and I will now go into a brief overview of the description of the project, similar to what was presented at the Planning Commission. Then I will present the appellant's reasons for the appeal with staff's responses. The project site is located within the University District Specific Plan area and is bounded by State Route 78 and Carmel Street to the north, and Barham Drive and Discovery Street to the south. The zoning and land use for the site is University District Specific Plan within the heart of the city specific plan area. A little background on the site. On May 18th, the Planning Commission voted 7-0 to approve the master sign program. And on May 28th, 2026, an appeal was submitted by Elizabeth Santos. The purpose of the master sign program is to establish a sign criteria and regulatory guidelines for future signage throughout the project area on both public and private property, and to further develop the identity of the University District Specific Plan area. In the next few slides, I'll briefly describe the different sign types and all the signs within the district that are proposed. The district identity statement signs are 45-foot tall pylon signs placed at the entry points into the district and are intended to announce the arrival of the into North City to passing motorists on State Route 78. The sign will display the North City logo, and the district name will be freeway facing. The primary entry gateway signs are considered ground signs, smaller in size, and are intended to mark primary entry points into North City. These signs are not to exceed 20 feet from the highest point of grade. Secondary gateway signs will be signs suitable for motorists and pedestrians traveling at slower speeds. They are proposed to be located at secondary points of entry and are not to exceed 12 feet in height. The next few signs are various wayfinding signs that include pedestrian and vehicular signs, and they will be placed along walkways and some public right-of-ways. Vehicular-oriented directional signs will assist visitors arriving and driving throughout North City by guiding visitors towards available parking options. Signs may incorporate digital counting systems to highlight the quantity of the available parking stalls per each parking structure. All signs shall not exceed 6 feet in height. The pedestrian-oriented directional signs will assist in creating walkable districts. The signs are positioned at key decision-making points, and they will help direct visitors to important destinations throughout the district. The pedestrian-oriented directional and directory signs assist pedestrians arriving and traveling within the district and will incorporate a directory map identifying the various restaurants, retailers, and destinations. These signs are not to exceed 8 feet in height. The parking directional signs will be located to assist visitors arriving and driving throughout North City. These signs are to be mounted and installed throughout the site to guide visitors at various parking areas. The neighborhood identification signs will name the individual neighborhoods within North City and introduce unique graphic entities for visitors. Pictured here is an example of a proposed roundabout district sign that will be placed within a landscaped area. And lastly, the light pole banners are intended to further reinforce the North City identity and experience. They'll be placed on light posts along sidewalks and paseos. All signs within the public or private properties within North City will be subject to maintenance and management agreement in accordance with the master sign program and the conditions of approval. Signs proposed in the public right-of-way require an encroachment agreement and right-of-way permit in which staff will evaluate the proposed location and site requirements prior to the approval of this permit, of a permit. The master sign program is within the scope of the certified final environmental impact report for the University District Specific Plan, which is in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act, Section 15162. As such, staff has analyzed the proposed project and found this project meets the intent of the certified final EIR and will not result in any substantial changes in the original project. Now we're going to go into the appeal and each appeal point and staff's response. The appeal by Elizabeth Santos was, like I said, was submitted on May 28th, and based on the following: Appeal Point 1, administrative bad faith and statutory nuisance. The city is knowingly authorizing a private nuisance that directly targets specific private property owners despite knowing that the property lines are currently contested in active litigation. Granting discretion to the developer under these circumstances is a calculated infringement on the comfortable enjoyment of my property. The project site is currently subject to active litigation, and any administrative action taken by the city prior to final court judgment is premature and lacks legal basis. Staff's response to this is the sign program was approved by the Planning Commission as required by the specific plan and was limited to only visual elements. No specific sign locations were approved. There are no signs proposed on the appellant's property, and the approval of the sign program does not interfere with the comfortable enjoyment of the appellant's property. The reference to the active litigation does not bear on the city's ability to act on the sign program. The ongoing legal proceedings do not impose any restrictions on the city's review, and the existence of litigation unrelated to the sign program does not create a legal barrier to approving the sign program. Appeal Point 2, unlawful delegation and procedural instability. The appellant claims that the city has unlawfully delegated public authority to private developer, granting them unilateral control over infrastructure in the public right-of-way without the required consent of the affected private property owners. This creates procedural instability as the developer lacks the standing to act on behalf of the underlying landowners. Staff's response to this is any signs proposed in the public right-of-way are subject to an encroachment permit. The city does not require, or they're not required to obtain private properties owners' permission. No signs are proposed to be installed on the appellant's private property. And Appeal Point 3, unmitigated physical impacts. There's a 5-foot grade discrepancy. The applicant claims the commission ignored site-specific topography, approving a 20-foot sign that results in a 25-foot effective height relative to my property. This failure to adjust a 5-foot grade discrepancy demonstrates a gross lack of substantial evidence to support their findings. Staff's response to this is the master sign program does not contain a map of proposed sign locations. The referenced sign location is unknown and therefore impossible to determine that the sign failed to consider a 5-foot grade discrepancy. Locations of each sign will be determined once a sign permit application is filed with the city. And Appeal Point 4, objection to administrative only review. The appellant objects to the resolution allowing minor architectural adjustments to be approved administratively. All discretionary decisions regarding sign location, brightness, and height must be subject to public city council oversight to ensure transparency and accountability. Staff's response to this is the authority to approve any minor architectural adjustments administratively is given to the Planning Division Director per the University District Specific Plan Section 9.7, minor deviations. And this can be used to ensure size, height, number of signs, the architectural quality, which is found to be equal to that which is approved within the master sign program. And Appeal Point 5, document site hazards and administrative negligence. The appellant states that the applicant has a documented history of safety violations confirming physical endangerment of neighbors. Proceeding with this district-wide reconfiguration without a formal investigation is a direct act of administrative bad faith. Staff's response to this is there's no specific locations that were approved with the sign program. All sign locations will be reviewed individually and require additional permits. The appellant has not provided any evidence regarding how a past incident is relevant to approval of a sign program or signs proposed in the university district. And appeal point 6, integrated project review. The appellant claims that the application is linked to site hazards, ownership discrepancies, and public safety issues detailed in the concurrent appeal of TSM 24-0004, which is agenda item number 18. These must be reviewed as a single problematic project footprint. Staff's response to this is the appellant's reference to this tentative subdivision map has no bearing on the Planning Commission's decision regarding the approved sign program. This TSM is a separate entitlement which was independently agendized and acted upon by the Commission as a standalone item. Since this TSM is unrelated to the sign program, it does not influence the required findings or approval of the sign program. Therefore, the appellant's comments on this TSM do not provide valid basis for overturning approval of a sign program. And the appellant requested action demand here. The appellant demands that the City Council grant a de novo hearing and stay all project entitlements until Superior Court case has been issued or final ordered. The appellant requests that the City Council vacate the approval of Resolution PC 26-5212 and stay all entitlements until Superior Court has finalized property lines in September 26. Alternatively, the council must modify this program to include the following: requirement for verified written consent for abutting property owners for any right-of-way signage, mandatory city council review for any future signage adjustments and location approvals, and zero light trespassing standards and height limits strictly adjusted for 5-foot grade differences. Staff's response to this is City Council will hear the appeal de novo pursuant to Municipal Code Section 19.12.085 and may affirm the Planning Commission decision or issue its own. The appellant has provided no evidence supporting a request to vacate or stay project entitlements. Any signs proposed in the public right-of-way will require an encroachment permit and do not require approval from abutting property owners and do not require City Council review. All future signs and adjustments within the University District will be processed in accordance with the University District specific plan, the sign program, and the zoning code. So in summary, this master sign program proposal is aligned with the intent of the University District specific plan and aligns with Chapter 20.320 and 2.325 of the San Marcos Municipal Code. The appeal points submitted by the appellant do not hold any merits based on staff's responses provided in this staff report and in this presentation. Staff recommends that City Council adopt resolution number 2026-96-9615 denying the appeal and uphold the decision of the Planning Commission based on staff's response to each appeal point described. This concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Could you go back just one slide to slide 34? Mrs. Peak, I do have a question about these two items. These are based on, so that's the master sign program proposals aligned with the intent of the UDSP and aligns with the chapters 20.320 and 20.325 of the municipal code, and that the appeal points submitted by the appellant do not hold any merits based on staff's responses provided in the staff report and this presentation. So I just want to make sure you concur with that this is not something that is out of line, being that staff put this together. I just wanted to ask that question, that you concur with this.
Thank you. Yes, we do concur. We reviewed and participated in the preparation and finalization of the staff report and the resolution. So
okay, all right. I just wanted to double check and make sure we're all in agreement on that. Okay, that's my only question. Okay, so I didn't tell you this part. We have like a whole metric that we have to follow. So the first part was the staff presentation. We get to ask however many questions we feel that we need to. But now is our time for council questions of staff, and then we will get into the appellant presentation, which will be 15 minutes by Mrs. Santos. So do you have any questions of staff at this point in time? Yes.
Thank you,
Councilmember
Mayor.
Musgrove.
I have a note on my sheet, it's slide 30, the environmental review, and it says the master sign program is within the scope of the certified final EIR. How granular does that MSP get into the EIR, or does it simply allow for it on the approval?
Yeah, the entirety of the EIR reviewed the university district specific plan. The university specific plan has had, since its inception, a chapter on signage, and with, oops, I apologize. With the ultimate goal of putting together a master sign plan for the university. So it's been contemplated all along.
So that was a factor when the EIR was originally approved?
Correct, that was already considered in that.
Thank you.
Any other questions of staff? Yes, Councilmember Nunez.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a follow-up point of clarification on slide 33, and I think this, Helen, is for Mrs. Peak. Yeah, this says that the appellant demands that the city council stay all projects entitlements until the Superior Court has issued a final order. Is there any basis for us to stay?
Not in our view. The underlying litigation between the two private parties does not involve the city, did not include the city, did not seek an injunction against any further city activity on the project. No court has issued a stay, as far as I am aware, of any activity relating to the rest of the University District project. So we don't think that there's any basis for the city to just say no on any additional project entitlements, particularly since they don't affect that property in any way that it doesn't affect that property in any way different than any of the other properties in the University District. So no, we don't believe there's any basis for acquiescence to that demand.
Thank you for that point of clarification.
Mrs. Peak, just for clarification, this actual sign program does not indicate any specific locations or any of that. That's what I heard, and
that's what I heard staff say as well.
Perfect.
And that's what the documents say.
I'm just trying to get it in the record. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes,
So, Mayor,
Councilmember Musgrove.
To that point, Mayor, would that be the director's approval, final approval for sign placement ultimately when the final plan comes in from the applicant?
Yeah, they will, applicant will come in, submit sign permits, and in some cases, right-of-way permits, and they will be reviewed by staff. They'll make sure that they're consistent with the master sign program and the language within the specific plan. And that's the way it'll proceed.
So would that final approval rest with the director, or will that also come to the planning commission?
No, those permits are ministerial permits, and they'll rest with us. So
Thank you.
It's kind of a question. So there would be no approval of any signage on property that is not controlled by University District, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Well, there could be signs if they make an application for a right-of-way permit, that would be
right-of-way,
public
yes,
property.
yes.
That
Public
would be
property,
public
yes.
property, not
Yes.
other people's private property.
Yeah, that's what I was trying.
So, yes.
Thank you for the clarification, Mrs. Peak. You know where I was going, though. You know exactly what I was thinking. I love that after 20 years, you know how I think. All right, next up is going to be the appellant presentation, which will be 15 minutes provided by Elizabeth Santos. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor Jones, council members and staff. My name is Elizabeth Santos, Liz Santos, representing my family here tonight at 134 East Barham Drive and 140 Barham Drive. Our real estate is located within the University District Specific Plan. Oh, I'm sorry. The bottom line is the applicant, Gary Levitt and Darren Levitt, have given us no choice but to appeal this loose signage application, which exposes us to not be notified of their work to be conducted, to light trespass onto our property without required discretionary approval. We are asking the City Council to deny this application and require discretionary review. For signs, height, illuminations, and placement. Sign height is to begin from the adjacent resident perspective and meet threshold, that is maximum 20 feet height from abutting property owner's elevation. Add additional language to enforce zero light trespasses. Signage for private developer development abutting property that is not under applicant's ownership shall require written person from abutting property owner. Specific language for signage used, including monument signs, and who decides which businesses are placed on the signs of frames. Define how a property owner within the UDSP tax applied to signage and each property owner benefited. We are at the gateway in North City East, therefore this matters to us. I am sure the council would not like to hear from me in this sitting as much as I wish I didn't have to be here to protect my property rights. For the elected council who are not aware and have turned a cheek, and those not on long enter, I would like to remind the group how we got here. We were here because of 2012, City Council continued with the city's redevelopment agency in lieu of winding it down. And the City Council's relationship with Gary Levitt to continue buying property on a low land basis for the benefit of Gary Levitt and Mike McDonald. I am happy to provide documentation to the council at a later date if you would like to hear it more. I understand that this council publicly states that they communicate with developers. I'd like to think all our community members in San Marcos can be developers, whether it's a small value add to their home with residential permits or a grounded up construction. That is not the problem. Half of the problem has become the City Council electing to remove its voters from the equation and granting the city manager the ability to deploy city funds for development with Gary and Mike McDonald, UVSM LLC, UPSM LLC, and several other aliases in the area adjacent to our real estate. The other half of the problem is the character shown by tonight's applicant and the business conducted thus far. The city staff has a history of approving private development plans impacting our real estate without our written consent and contradicting the conditions of approval, TPM 19001, specifically the grading plan, GP 220-0007. When we confronted city staff, instead of fixing the problem by issuing out a construction change to remain in the field at the job site to fix the drainage, access, circulation impact, the city staff stepped back and allowed UVSM, Gary Levitt and Mike McDowell to retroactively sue me and my 82-year-old mother. Now Gary Levitt is attempting to do the same thing here. Submit an application granting this ministerial approval following only his sole business plan. Signage is a leasable, rentable, income producing space. By appealing to Gary's by right request for signage approval, this removes the power from the voters and property owners who have been here longer than Mr. Levitt and Mr. McDonald. I ask the council to uphold Our request under the appeal required that the developer to provide clarity and take notice moving forward. We're here to represent the voters in the community. Example language that brings ambiguity is the 20 feet maximum height delineation. This visual aid is from the applicant's grading plan GP 20-007, highlighting the grade difference on our private property and the adjacent grades in the right-of-way. On one side is the right-of-way elevation is approximately 582 4 feet elevation. On the other side is the ROW, the elevation is approximately 587 feet elevation. Our private property ranges from 582.5 elevation and 581 elevation. This exemplifies 22 to 26 grade increase, 2 to 6 above the applicant's maximum. As mentioned before, here's a 22 to 26 height difference. As you can see from the close-up of the tenant layout, this is not a minor community identifier. This is a massive multi-tenant commercial billboard. Yet resolution condition number 7 strips this council and the public of the future oversighting by granting the planning director unilateral power to modify these signs, locations, styles, types, administratively behind closed doors without notifying adjacent property owners. Look at the night illumination mock-up. This structure will be bright commercial lighting directly onto surrounding residential roads day and night. Yet resolution condition 6 grants the developer a permanent 48-hour loophole to leave hazardous blinking and blazing signs completely unrepaired before code enforcement can intervene, while completely failing to establish objective lumen limits to protect our properties from light pollution. Language gives no reference to light trespass or discretionary coordination with the property owner, subject to unknown neighborhood standards. Bottom line, as mentioned up front, we are looking to require the following actions of the City Council require. 1, discretionary review, lower sign heights from residential perspective, provide language on height trespass elimination, written consent of signage at non-applicant property frontage, language on who decides which business places on signage, language and further information on how property owners taxed with a UDSP are applied to signage. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from council? Councilmember Musgrove?
Thank you, Mayor. So are you asking us to enjoin UVSM from signs and sign placement before we have a plan as to where the signs will be placed?
What I'm asking is that we have a court date in September and to delay your approval till after September.
Approval of?
The signage, the master sign, this.
What the signs look like.
I'm just asking for the delay.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Councilmember?
I have one, Mayor. Thank you. Ms. Santos, in the line item at the bottom of this slide where it says, how are property owners' taxes within UDSP applied to signage? Is that a question for us, for staff? And is there a definition? I'm not sure what that refers to.
It's for staff. It's a question.
Do we have information on that?
I'm not sure what it refers to either, so if there could be some clarification from Ms. Santos, that would be helpful.
So are we as property owners going to be taxed on the signage?
Yeah, I don't understand what the nexus would be between taxes and signage.
Well, I'll have to get more information and provide it to you.
I'm just not clear about that, what that is or what's.
I don't think
what's being-
anyone is.
Okay.
So you're not alone. I think that this isn't going to be an improvement on the Santos property that would generate some sort of improvement tax. I'm not aware that any city taxes are being directed to the signage. So I am not aware of any nexus from signs to taxes at all. So I'm as at sea as everyone else apparently is, including Ms. Santos.
Okay, I don't think I have any other questions. It's very ambiguous, and, but I do maybe have a question for staff. Okay, thank you, Mrs.
Thank you.
Santos. I don't think we have any other questions for you. When it says the language for the signage use, have we ever approved when a business goes on a monument sign, like for instance, when you have a Grand Plaza, for instance, that's privately owned, we don't own it. Have we ever had to approve a business that is located there to be added to a sign? Okay, I didn't think so. I just wanted clarification because I don't recall.
You can change the copy.
I'm sorry?
You can change the copy. It's the sign and.
Yeah, okay.
And those original letters.
Yeah,
that were
I didn't understand why it would say language for signage use includes who decides which businesses are placed on it. It would be whatever businesses are contained within the district, I would assume. Okay, all right, I just wanted clarification on that. Any other questions? Yes, Councilmember LeBlanc.
Just one quick one. Again, these are all signs that would be installed in the public right-of-way, correct? There are no proposed signs for Ms. Santos's property, correct?
The signs would be installed on private property and the public right-of-way in some cases, but none would be installed on Mrs. Santos's property.
Private property controlled by
Private property.
university, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I had asked that
Makes
earlier.
sense.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
just wanted to re-clarify that.
Okay, no problem. Any other questions? Yes, Deputy Mayor?
Do we have any public speakers on this?
I don't think we do.
Okay.
No.
I don't have a question. I just have a kind of a statement. And, while it's certainly unfortunate that the two private parties are going through litigation, and I hope that you guys can find a mutually agreeable resolution soon. For me, this is pretty black and white, that these are two completely separate.
Sorry, I just wanted, we actually have more staff rebuttals.
Oh,
We have
okay.
rebuttals.
Okay.
Sorry, I was like, I didn't realize I thought you were going to ask a question or something. I'm
just
sorry.
wanted to make a statement.
So we're on number 5 of 10 things, so I'm trying to follow my script. Yes, I'll let you know, Deputy Mayor, but thank you. Okay, so staff should have a rebuttal at this point to anything that was brought up previously?
We're more than happy to talk about.
You have 5 minutes.
The comments.
You have 5 minutes,
I'll stretch
so
it
we
out.
could start. We started your timer. The clock is a-ticking.
Regarding the discretionary review, the way the specific plan was set up is that the Planning Commission would approve the master sign program, comprehensive sign program, which spells out essentially the branding and the type of signs that would go within the district. And that subsequent signs, when they actually physically came in, they would go through the normal permitting process, whether it's a right-of-way permit or a sign permit process. And any change to that process, as suggested by Ms. Santos, in terms of coming back to a planning commission or city council, would require changes to the specific plan text. The lower height thresholds from residents' perspective. Signs, the way we measure signs are measured from the base of the sign to the height of the sign. She might be at a lower elevation, but we don't have any locations. If you look at the elevations at the very corner of Barham and Twin Oaks, it's actually right about the same elevation as her sign. I think it might be even a little lower, as her property. So we don't have any information now on exactly where signs are going to go. And but the height, the way the height is measured is based on the site where they're being located. Language to enforce the zero trespass. We do have actually condition 5, which talks specifically about light trespass in the conditions of approval. It also talks about remedies if there is issues with lighting, considering using light dimmers, modifying the lights, or actually changing out the fixtures altogether. So we do have some enforceability there when it comes to light and light trespass. We also have a section in our zoning ordinance which sets some standards for lighting, so we can also apply that as well. Abutting landowner written consent, we spoke about that. There is no written consent for sign permits for encroachment or right-of-way permits. Those are within the city's right-of-way, and it's approved and reviewed by the city. The language, you talked about that, Mayor Jones, that's between the property owner and their tenants. And the last bullet, again, I think we're a little bit all at a loss on exactly what the question is there, but we didn't see that there was a nexus between taxes and the signs. So that's our response to the demand request here from council.
Okay, so it doesn't have any time in here for me to ask a question about that, but I'm going to give myself time to ask you for clarification on this since I'm running the meeting. My question is, where it says, or actually you mentioned the current zoning ordinance that controls the lighting. So anywhere where we have residential currently next to commercial property, for instance, our mixed use, I'm just coming up with an example in my head at Rancho Santa Fe Road. We have quite a bit of mixed use that's right next to residential. That's all spelled out and it's already governing those sorts of incidences?
Yeah, we have light at a boundary. It can't exceed like 0.5 lumens. So there's some standards already in place.
All right.
So if there is light spillover across boundaries, we can have that tested, we could look into it, and then we can remedy that.
So everything that's currently happening within our city where there's residential near commercial, the university district will have to follow the same rules.
Correct. They'll be subject to zoning requirements as well in terms of our lighting standards.
Perfect. Okay. All right. I just wanted to clarify that. Okay. Mrs. Santos, you have a rebuttal. You have 5 minutes. No rebuttal. Okay. Staff closing statement. You have 5 minutes. Or did you already give your closing statement?
Yeah, I think that was our closing statement. We
Okay.
responded. I don't think we have
Well, I'm not
anything
gonna
else to add.
I'm not gonna make you talk just to talk. That's fine. And then the appellant closing statement? Nope, she's good too. Then any public comments? We have none. So council discussion, questions, and action. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you.
You seem very excited to push
No,
up.
I'm not excited. It's not, I really truly mean it. I hope that the litigation and the disagreement between the two private parties will come to an end sooner than later. But there's not if you look at North City, there's some residential, there's definitely some commercial, and then there's some education going on in that neighborhood. There's not a neighborhood in our entire city that doesn't have some sort of residential signage advertising that neighborhood. Certainly all of our commercial centers have signage advertising the businesses that are taking place in those centers. And then our universities and our schools, even our elementary through high schools, have signage as well. And so for me, this is really kind of a black and white, two separate matters completely. And so I'm very much supportive tonight to uphold the Planning Commission's recommendation.
Okay, it's a public hearing, so we would need to close the public hearing first.
Is there any more comments?
No, no more comments. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you can actually close the comments before we have further discussion, but do you want to?
I'll move to close any other public comments.
The public hearing?
I'll second.
Nope.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Seeing none? Okay, now you can have more discussion. That just means that no one else, okay, so you already, was that a motion?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion from any council members? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Seeing none? Okay, passes unanimously. Next up is item number 18, a resolution 2026-9616, appeal of AA 26-0003 of the Planning Commission Resolution PC 26-5201, approving a tentative subdivision map TSM 24-0004 for the creation of 3 lots on a 19.83 acre site for future development of 202 multifamily condominiums, and resolution PC 265197, recommending to the City Council the associated summary vacation and abandonment of public right-of-way, all located north of Discovery Street, west of Twin Oaks Valley Road, south of Highway 78, within the University District Specific Plan area. And we do have a staff presentation on this. I think it's also going to be Joe Ferracci and Scott Nightingale.
That's correct. Thank you, Mayor Jones. Scott Nightingale will be conducting the presentation tonight.
Okay, so we're following the same format, so you've got 15 minutes. If you don't need to take it, it's okay. We won't have our feelings hurt. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, council members, members of the public. I'm Scott Nightingale, Principal Planner, here to present an appeal of the Planning Commission's decision to approve tentative subdivision map TSM 24-0004 to subdivide 19.83 gross acres to create 3 legal lots to enable development of future multifamily developments. This is a de novo hearing, so I will go into a brief overview of the description of this project, and then I'll go into the appellant's reasons for their appeal with staff's responses. The project site is located within the University District Specific Plan area, and more specifically within the North City West area. The project site boundaries are outlined in red, which is located north of Discovery Street, east of Grand Avenue, south of Highway 78, and west of Twin Oaks Valley Road. Per the University District Specific Plan, a mix of multifamily housing, residential townhomes, office, commercial, and right-of-way improvements are permitted within this area. The zoning and land use for this site is UDSP, and it's also within the heart of the city specific plan. A little background: on February 22nd, 2023, the Planning Commission approved a tentative subdivision map, TSM 19-0002, to authorize the development of 480 multifamily condominiums. However, only 425 of those were constructed due to the school district's acquisition of Lot 7. On May 18th, 2026, the Planning Commission voted 6-1 to approve tentative subdivision map to create the 3 additional lots for future Phase 2 development for 202 additional multifamily units through a site development plan. The Planning Commission also recommended approval to the City Council by approving PC Resolution PC 26-5197 for an associated summary vacation and abandonment, otherwise known as a street vacation, with this TSM, and this street vacation request will be presented to City Council at a later date. And lastly, on May 28, 2026, an appeal was submitted by Elizabeth Santos of this project. The proposed tentative subdivision map, shown within the bold dashed lines, is located adjacent and east of the approved TSM 1 area, which is currently under construction for the Hills District's townhomes and condos. Approval of TSM 2 would complete the Shea and Lennar Hills development by creating 3 new lots, enabling the future development of 202 multifamily condominiums, pending on a separate site development plan approval. At build-out, these combined North City West TSM 1 and 2 developments would include a mix of approximately 627 residential units, which will be consistent with the allowable and the anticipated 2,600 units to be developed within the specific planned area. The subdivision of this 19.83 acres will create the following. 3 multifamily residential lots with 6 remainder lots, future 202 additional condominium units to be subject to a site development plan approval. Lot 1 will allow for new single-family detached condominiums, also townhomes, accessed by a new driveway from North City Drive, while lots 2 and 3 will be accessed by an existing internal driveways and from adjacent eastern developments, which would also include an expansion to the existing condominium development neighborhood to the west. Also, creation of public streets, right-of-ways, stormwater quality retention basins, landscape parkways, private drive aisles, and supporting infrastructure would be included as part of this subdivision. The 3 lots created by this TSM would be accessed by the way of Discovery Street, Street A, and the proposed future North City Drive. A roundabout will be proposed at the intersection of North City Drive and Street A, as shown on the map. Ultimately, North City Drive will be constructed to connect Twin Oaks Valley Road as part of this tentative subdivision map, which will further improve access and circulation for this entire area. The development of the lots will be subject to a site development plan, which will be approved by the planning director and the development service director. The proposed homes are currently under staff's review for approval, which will evaluate the architecture, the internal site layout, compatibility with design elements of the existing and under construction Hill District homes located to the west. The SDP will be subject to, like I said, city engineer and planning division director approvals. The tentative subdivision map and the summary vacation is within the scope of the certified final EIR for the University District Specific Plan, which is in accordance with CEQA Section 15162, which allows a lead agency to utilize the existing and adopted EIR when no substantial changes are proposed in the project that require a major revision to the previous EIR or when a substantial increase in severity of the previously identified significant effects are not found. As such, staff analyzed the proposed project and summary vacation and found the project and summary vacation meets the intent of the certified final EIR and will not result in substantial changes in the original project. Now we'll get into the appeal points that were submitted on May 28th by appellant Elizabeth Santos. So appeal point 1, administrative abuse of bad faith litigation. The applicant claims that the developer is currently using a Superior Court case to strip access rights. Further, the appellant claims that it is an abuse of discretion by the city to grant this developer the privilege which is actively attempting to diminish the private property rights of citizens within the same project footprint. Also, the appellant mentions jurisdictional conflicts, which is defined here as the project site is currently subject to active litigation. Any administrative action taken by the city prior to a final court judgment is premature and lacks legal basis. So staff's response to this point is the appellant raises issues to the unrelated proposed subdivision, which is several hundred feet, maybe even 1,000 feet from the appellant's property, and it's unconnected to her family's litigation. The reference court case does not affect the city's authority to review or approve the tentative subdivision map, and therefore provides no valid basis for the appeal. These appeal points presented do not provide valid basis for delaying or denying the project, and the City Council should uphold the Planning Commission's decision to approve the tentative subdivision map. Now, appeal point 2, documented evidence of dangerous operations. The appellant claims discretionary approvals require findings that a project will not be detrimental to public safety. The Commission was presented with evidence of a significant site hazard. San Diego Sheriff Dispatch Incident E1035-1159 involving a tractor operator striking the appellant in defiance of law enforcement warnings. The Commission's failure to investigate the applicant's site safety protocols renders the safety findings for subdivision invalid. Documented site hazards and administrative negligence is also mentioned here. The applicant has a documented history of safety violations confirming physical endangerment of neighbors. Proceedings with the abandonment of public right-of-way without a formal investigation is a direct act of administrative bad faith. Staff's response to this point is the cited dispatch incident and related safety allegations bear no relevance to the findings required for approval of the tentative subdivision map, as they involve unrelated private matters and have no connection to the project site or its conditions. No evidence has been provided to indicate deficiencies in the required public facilities or that the right-of-way abandonment would create any safety impacts. The matters described by the appellant are not relevant to the approval of this TSM by the Planning Commission, and the City Council should uphold the Planning Commission's approval of this TSM. And appeal number 3, integrated project review. The appellant claims this application is linked to issues and ownership discrepancies detailed in concurrent appeal of the comprehensive sign program that was just seen. These must be reviewed as a single problematic project footprint. Staff's response to this is the appellant's reference to the sign program are irrelevant to the tentative subdivision map. As the sign program is a separate entitlement processed, noticed, and acted upon independently, it has no bearing on the findings required for subdivision approval. Likewise, the cited litigation is unrelated to the project and does not limit the city's authority to review or approve the TSM. Providing no valid basis, which provides no valid basis for the appeal. This appeal point is not relevant to the Planning Commission's decision and does not constitute substantial evidence to deny an application for a tentative subdivision map that has no impact on the appellant's property. The appellant also mentions their request that the City Council vacate the approval of the Planning Commission resolutions, or in the alternative, stay all items until the developer demonstrates compliance with law enforcement and civil litigation. The appellant also demands that the City Council grant a de novo hearing and stay all project entitlements, including abandonment of public right-of-ways, until Superior Court case has been issued and final ordered. Staff's response to this, the appellant provides no evidence to justify vacating or staying the project entitlements, and the appeal proceeds as a de novo hearing under San Marcos Municipal Code Section 19.12.085, because the right-of-way abandonment is only recommended for future City Council considerations as part of the tentative subdivision map conditions, and any objections may be raised when that item is formally heard and the issue becomes moot if the appeal is granted. So in summary, this tentative subdivision map proposal is aligned with the intent of the specific plan and aligns with the previous allowance of the adjacent tentative subdivision map for the 425 multifamily townhomes. The appeal points submitted by the appellant do not hold any merits based on staff's responses provided in the staff report and this presentation. So with that, staff recommends that City Council adopt Resolution 2026-9616, denying the appeal and upholding the decision of the Planning Commission based on staff's responses to each appeal point described. This concludes our presentation, and happy to answer any questions.
So the City Council has questions now. I have actually a question. So this this action that is requested of us this evening would delay the project, I'm assuming, if we were to not, if we do not deny the actual appeal, correct?
If you don't deny the appeal, then that would be tantamount to denial of the TSM.
Right. So this was, you know, we approved this project originally back in 2009. That was the original approval of the university district. This is not increasing the density. It's just how I'm seeing it is it's not increasing the density. It is just specifying what will be contained within this tentative subdivision map. Correct?
Correct. The approval of the tentative subdivision map and these additional units are within the bounds of the 2,600 units that were originally approved as part of the specific plan.
And this is not adjacent to the property in question, Mrs. Santos's property. The way I'm looking at the map, I'm pretty familiar with the area, but it is flanked by the 78 Twin Oaks Valley Road, and also North City on the opposite side of the road, nowhere near Mrs. Santos's property, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from council? Seeing none, next up is the appellant presentation, and you get 15 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor Jones and council members. My name is Elizabeth Santos. I am the appellant regarding the appeal of 10-unit subdivision TSM 24004 and the street vacate 26-002. Let me entirely explain from the outset to clear my misconception. I have no issues with Shea Homes, and I have no issues with Scripps Health. Both are reputable institutions. My appeal is specifically driven by a fundamental flaw in how the university district-specific plan allocations are being managed while ongoing high judicial litigation remains completely unsettled. We anticipated that the staff or the applicant may argue tonight that University Village San Marcos or UVSM is a separate legal entity that is not involved in the specific project on the west side of Twin Oaks Valley Road. The public record heavily rebutes that. If you look directly at the developer's owner's signature block on the tentative map document submitted to this city, North City Community Partners, LLC, and the applicant before you today share the exact same headquarters address and exact same telephone number as University Village San Marcos LLC, 550 Carmel Mountain Road, Suite 204, San Marcos, California, 92130, telephone 858-361-8555. Both are tied together under the direct management and signatures of Gary Levitt. But let us pivot from legal technicalities to the operational reality. Even if the applicant tries to claim these corporate structures are technically separate on paper, the functional, operational, and management control remains entirely identical. Gary Levitt and UVSM have actively entangled existing property owners in litigation regarding the development of the east side of Twin Oaks Valley Road. They cannot use a maze of LLCs to mask their identity when seeking entitlements on the west side, while simultaneously using a singular unified management strategy on the east side to paralyze adjacent property owners from developing their land. Because this identical management control is actively suing existing property owners, the city is inadvertently allowing a severe injustice. Housing units under the specific plan are a finite, rapidly depleting resource. By continually granting entitlements like this 202-unit multi-family subdivision, the housing pool is being completely used up. I must ask the council an open-end question for the record. What housing units are actively being reserved for those existing property owners who are currently being sued by Gary Levitt and his unified corporate entities? If the answer is none, then every entitlement this city approves systematically strips away our equitable right to ever build on our own property. The city tells us we can submit plans, but we must ask a secondary question. How does the city expect us to submit comprehensive development plans when we are actively tied up in litigation and the city is unwilling to provide the surrounding development plans showing our property as part of the overall area development? We are highlighting these exact points tonight because if the city continues to push forward and approve these entitlements while our rights are frozen in court, it creates undeniable, permanent, irreversible, equitable damage to our ability to develop. We are placing these facts squarely into public record today so that it is explicitly clear. We ask for transparency. We ask for a freeze of finite housing allocation until the litigation concludes, and we have exposed the unified operational control of the entities involved. I urge council to uphold the appeal, freeze these specific allocations, and protect the rights of the existing landowners. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Santos. Do any council members have any questions? Okay. Staff rebuttal.
We have no additional rebuttal.
Okay. Then the appellant rebuttal, do you have nothing more? Okay, staff closing statement?
We don't have an additional closing statement beyond what we included in our presentation tonight.
Okay. I do have a question of UVSM on this. I just need to find out, are you the only property owner with a stake, or is it Shea Homes, or I'm unclear of that?
It's a joint venture between a number of different
Joint venture.
properties.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's it. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Any public comments?
Madam Mayor, the appellant has her closing statement as well
okay.
before public comments, but there are no public comments at this time.
No closing statements. Okay. I need to take a quick pause for one moment to talk to the city attorney. So give us just 5 minutes. Can we take a 5-minute recess? Thank you. So I'm running for another seat, another office, county supervisor, and I have not been able to check all of my contributions, and I do believe that there is a potential that Shea Homes had made a donation to my campaign. So I am going to recuse myself and pass it over to Deputy Mayor. So I'm going to be leaving the room for just a moment, but anyway, we will I will be back after you call me back.
Can I have your
So
notes, please?
you can have my notes. There you go.
Okay, we're on the appellant closing statement. Ms. Santos, did you have anything else that you wanted to add? Okay. And then Phil, do we have any other public comments? Okay, then we'll go on to any additional council discussions or questions or a motion. Yes,
I do have
Councilmember
one.
Nunez.
I do have one question for Mrs. Peak before we close. If we can go back to slide 46. I have the same question as before. The appellant demands that the city council stay all project entitlements, including the abandonment of public right-of-way, until the Superior Court has issued a final order. Is there a basis to stay?
We don't believe so. This is a de novo hearing, so that part of her ask is certainly consistent with the code, so that's not a problem. Staying all project entitlements for a map that is unrelated to the pending litigation between the private parties that relates to a private easement they're just unrelated. And quite frankly, if you deny a map that meets all other city standards, it could actually subject the city to potential exposure from the developer, because there is no basis for making a determination that that the project as a whole and any component thereof cannot move forward until her private dispute with one of the owners of property within that district is resolved. There's no connection to the map in question.
Thank you for that point of clarification. Nothing further from me.
Councilmember Musgrove.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Mayor. I would just like to, considering what the city attorney said, these are private issues between two private entities, and attempting to insert ourselves, then we now become a party to an issue where we really have no standing other than we want to make a statement and exposing ourselves to litigation. And while we are the mechanism for any member of our community to come in and air a grievance, and in this case, well within Ms. Santos' rights to ask us to listen to this, to then move forward against what is really the purpose for our council, which is to benefit the community as a whole, to me, does not make any logical sense and simply exposes us to liability where none exists at this point.
Thank you. Councilmember LeBlanc, do you have anything? Okay. I'll entertain a motion. I don't have anything else to add.
I'll move to close the public hearing. Is that what we're looking, Deputy Mayor?
Yep, and I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. And is there a motion to either approve the appeal or deny the appeal?
I'll make the motion to deny the appeal and sustain the determination from the Planning Commission.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Just for the record, it's unanimously by a 4-0 vote.
Thank you.
4-0-1.
Welcome back, Mayor Jones.
Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. I like to be careful. Okay. Next up is our oral communications.
No, Madam
We
Mayor.
have none. Reports, including Sandag. And I do have, actually, my notes from the last meeting, which was the 13th. I'm sorry, June 4th, sorry. Actually, I think I already did that one. Yeah, we had internal controls. I don't think we had another meeting after that. So we'll move on to League of California Cities. Councilmember Musgrove.
We meet July 13th, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. North County Transit District, Deputy Mayor Sinella.
Yeah, let me just give me a second here to pull up my notes. We essentially focused the majority of our meeting that we had on Thursday, officially passing our annual budget, which I think I updated last time I was here when we had the first run-through of it. But let me just give you guys some numbers here.
Sorry, that went kind of quick, sorry.
Yeah.
I have to say,
I'm coming here.
technology is a blessing and a curse. When you're trying to be fast, it's very slow. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so we, so the majority of our meeting, we conducted a public hearing and we adopted our fiscal year 2027 operating budget and the fiscal year 2027 through 2031 capital improvement program and related documents, and approved the fiscal year 2027 and fiscal year 2031 service implementation plan. We passed a balanced budget, and it was the operating side of that was just under $181 million for the multimodal transportation services, and $57 million for a variety of capital projects that support the district's transit operations. The other thing that we had but that was the biggest part, but we also had a presentation on Senate Bill 1098 regarding the low sand rail corridor, which is the corridor that's in between Capistrano and San Diego. And there's a state bill 1098 that requires now that we get updated annually on kind of the progress and what's being done to enhance that corridor and maintain that corridor and all those things, from not just a passenger rail, but also from a freight rail standpoint too. And that was it.
Okay. All right, North County Dispatch, Joint Powers Authority.
We meet in August.
Okay. Clean Energy Alliance, Councilmember Nunez.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next meeting is this Thursday, June 25th at 2 o'clock. And Deputy Mayor Sanella will be attending that board meeting on my behalf. I'll be in Denver with the North County Economic Development Delegation that will be in Denver this week. So thank you, Deputy Mayor, for taking care of that. And you all should have received our reports. And on Thursday on the agenda is our approval of our budget.
Okay. And yeah, we have the impact report too.
Yes.
Okay. Next up is our City Council business visits. Councilmember Nunez and I, yep, there we are. North County Florist, they were founded in 1963. They were formerly known as Lakeview Forest. They've proudly served San Marcos and North County for more than 60 years. And this is a great little business owned by a husband and wife team, Michael and Anna. They're the 5th wife and husband team to own the business. Fun fact. They first met while working at a flower shop years ago, and they shared passion for floral design, which grew into both a personal and professional partnership. A love story over flowers. And they rebranded as North City Florist recently. The business continues its legacy while embracing a fresh vision that reflects San Marcos's growth and their expanded creative services. And if you notice, they have their son there that hangs out a lot. His name is Dante. He's very sweet. He goes to high tech. And he is helping and learning a lot of the business. So he'll probably be taking over at some point in time. Anyway, super sweet family. Did you want to jump in, council member?
Yes, Mayor. So North City Florist specializes in handcrafted floral arrangements for everyday occasions and milestone events, including weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and corporate gatherings. The shop offers same-day flower delivery throughout San Marcos and surrounding North County communities. They source flowers from both local and global growers to ensure freshness and quality. In addition to floral design, the business has expanded to offer interior design, decor, placement for homes and businesses, and staging services for real estate and vacation rentals. Through personalized consultations, Michael and Anna help customers create custom floral and decor solutions tailored to their style, occasion, and budget. They definitely pay attention to detail.
So I've personally used them twice, once for a funeral, the one that I was at our last meeting, and then I've used them for just bouquets. Their flowers are very beautiful and fresh. I was excited because I didn't realize when we were going on the visit, I go where everyone tells me to go, just so you know. When it comes to staff, if they put something in my calendar, I just show up. But I didn't look in advance, and I went, oh, it's North City Florist. How great. And they really have some beautiful flowers. I'm not kidding. They're really fresh, and they last a long time. So I highly recommend them just by using them previously. And I mean, everything is so pretty there.
It's beautiful, and I do want to add that they're San Marcos residents also.
Oh, yes. And they had some sunflowers there the other day, and I was like, oh, they're so beautiful. They looked like the ones out in Twin Oaks Valley, and they said, yes, we locally source our flowers, which is another great thing, too. So, yeah, it was very cool. Anyway, they're a great little business, and if you're not sure where they're at, did you say the address?
I did not.
Okay, so they're on... they're not in North City. You would think that, but they're not. They're actually over on Creekside Drive in Creekside, next to Creekside Marketplace. So it's in that little mixed-use area that's there's affordable housing, and then there's North City Florist right there on the corner. And it's a cute little shop. They actually, like I said, they'll pretty much do whatever. They have a lot online, by the way, where you can go and check out their designs. And then if you want something special, they'll certainly, this is what I did. I just actually, because it was the second time I had used them, I said, I just kind of want this. And then I got there and it was perfect, exactly what I was hoping for. So they kind of get to know your style, and then they will make what you like too. So that's great.
Is this the space where Finally Home used to be?
Nope, it's on the
Further
next, it's next door, actually. It's on the other corner.
Okay.
Not that corner, but the other corner. In fact, I think they back up to the old storage, or the old Finally Home. Their sidewall it backs up to it. Yep. Anyway, great little business. And again, back to the city residents, we really like seeing our businesses grow in our city when they're owned by our residents too. It's extra special. All right, anything else? Any commentary? No? All right, with that, this meeting's adjourned.